Alright guys, the audio probably ain't gonna be that good because it's a little windy and we are standing outside. But welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a video on the old Farmers and Traders Bank here in Campton, Kentucky. This is an interesting story to me because 35 years I've not known this story until I was told about it about 2 weeks ago. But at one time, this was the old Farmers and Traders Bank in Campton, which is no longer the bank anymore. And then an interesting part about it, that it was robbed. It was robbed. So I just want to read this little news article right now. It says, John Paul Scott shocked prison authorities and perhaps the entire world on Sunday, December 16th, 1962, when he became, as Rich Jordan was writing for the San Francisco Examiner, put the only man known for certain to have made it from the Rock to the Midland alive since it became a federal prison. And what she was talking about Alcatraz, but I'll let you. He was serving a 30 years sentencing for attempting to burglarize the old Farmers and Traders Bank here in Campton, Kentucky, and that happened in January 1957. Scott escaped from the maximum security federal penitentiary on San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz Island, under cover of rain and mist, and swam and floated about 3 miles through the 54-degree water to the San Francisco mainland, using a makeshift water wings consisting of a denim prison shirt in which he had knotted the sleeves and closed and stuffed with several pairs of inflatables and tied surgical gloves to the end of the sleeves. He was found semi-conscious, shivering, and naked, except for his socks, lying just above the surface line on the rocks near Fort Point under the Golden Gate Bridge. Teenagers had found him and contacted the military police. His body temperature had dropped down to 94 degrees, putting him in a state of mid or mild hypothermia. He wasn't the only one that escaped that day. His partner escaped, which he only made it about 100 yards out from the Alcatraz, but he was in there for robbing a bank in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I will throw pictures up from where Scott had jumped in and where he was found. So swimming 3 miles in 54-degree weather is pretty crazy. But not only that, here in this little small town of Campton, at one time this building was a bank, and it was robbed by John Scott and sent from the small town of Campton, Kentucky, all the way to California and San Francisco Bay to the Alcatraz prison back when it was operational. It's kind of crazy, because who would have thought that a little old small town boy from Campton would be shipped plumb across the United States to a prison? But let me see here. On Sunday night, December 3rd, 1950, Paul and his brother Donald Scott broke into the main exchange at Shepherd Air Force Base near Wichita Falls, Texas. So I'm assuming this wasn't the only place he tried to rob. So maybe that's why he was sent to a maximum security prison such as Alcatraz. But it's crazy that these old stories from our little small town, if you just get on the internet and look them up, there's all kinds of stories that that's historical, and it's I wouldn't say it's fun to learn, but it's interesting to learn about your little small town. So maybe look up some stuff from your all's little small town, what's happened and things like that. But this here probably one of the biggest ones that I found so far was, like I said, at one time this was the bank in Campton, and it was attempted to be robbed by John Scott. And if you turn around here, you'll see sitting there is the courthouse of Campton. So directly across the street is the courthouse for the bank that was robbed. And the little building in behind it was the old jailhouse here in Campton. So it being in that close quarters to each other like that, this guy was really brave or really dumb one. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that these little stories are in my hometown, which I got more I'm researching on. I'm coming up with. I'm going to post pictures and an article at the end of the video, so make sure y'all read the whole article. Look at the pictures I post from where he jumped in and where he was found. He wasn't killed. He was the only man known to escape Alcatraz alive. Although he was still found, he still escaped it. But that was just a little fun fact about Campton. We will have more coming. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Like always. We'll see you next time. We'll post those videos or those articles and pictures. Peace out.